My crypto investment genius, Marcus looked me straight in the eye and said, I'm sorry, Robert, but the hackers got everything. Your $1.5 million is gone. He showed me the empty wallet, the fake blockchain transactions, even shed a few tears. But what Marcus didn't know was that I spent 15 years as a cybersecurity analyst for major banks. While he was performing his grief, I was already tracing the real blockchain trail. What I found made my blood run cold. My name is Robert Chen. I'm 42 years old, and this is the story of how a fake cryptocurrency genius tried to steal $1.5 million from me, how he almost got away with it, and how my cybersecurity background helped me expose one of the most sophisticated crypto scams I'd ever encountered. I met Marcus Rodriguez in early 2021 at a tech conference in Austin. Bitcoin was hitting all-time highs and everyone was talking about cryptocurrency. Marcus was giving a presentation about advanced crypto trading strategies, and honestly, he was impressive. He spoke fluently about blockchain technology, showed charts of massive returns, and had this confidence that made you want to trust him. After his presentation, Marcus approached me. You work in cybersecurity, right? I saw your name tag. You must understand blockchain technology better than most people here. I was flattered. At the time, I was a senior cybersecurity analyst at Wells Fargo, specializing in digital fraud prevention. I knew the technical side of blockchain, but I wasn't actively trading cryptocurrency. I'm always looking for sophisticated investors, Marcus continued, people who understand the technology, not just the hype. Would you be interested in hearing about some exclusive opportunities? That should have been my first red flag. In cybersecurity, we teach people that sophisticated scams always start with flattery and exclusivity. Over the next few months, Marcus cultivated our relationship carefully. He'd send me market analysis emails, invite me to exclusive crypto investor meetups, and gradually build trust. Marcus claimed he managed a private fund called Quantum Crypto Strategies with $50 million in assets. He showed me a professional website, client testimonials, and what appeared to be audited financial statements showing consistent 40 to 60% annual returns. The key, Marcus explained during one of our coffee meetings, is arbitrage opportunities between different exchanges, plus some algorithmic trading strategies I've developed. Most people don't have access to these tools. He showed me screenshots of his trading platform with impressive-looking portfolios, accounts showing millions in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies, all supposedly earning massive returns through his strategies. In August 2021, Marcus offered me a spot in his fund. I usually require a $5 million minimum, he said, but I respect your technical background. I can make an exception for $1.5 million. I was intrigued, but cautious. In my cybersecurity work, I'd seen countless investment scams. I asked Marcus for references, regulatory filings, and detailed documentation about his fund. Marcus provided everything. Client references who praised his performance, SEC filing numbers that checked out when I looked them up, and a thick prospectus full of technical details about his trading strategies. What I didn't realize was that Marcus had created an elaborate web of fake documentation specifically designed to fool someone with my background. The SEC filing numbers were real, but they belonged to a completely different fund that Marcus had no connection to. The client references were accomplices who gave rehearsed testimonials. Even the website's SSL certificates and domain registration were carefully crafted to appear legitimate. Marcus's most sophisticated trick was the live trading demonstrations. During our meetings, he would log into what appeared to be real cryptocurrency exchanges and show me trades being executed in real time. The platforms looked authentic, the price data matched real market movements, and the trades seemed to generate consistent profits. What I later discovered was that Marcus had created fake trading platforms that mimicked real exchanges perfectly. They pulled real market data to show accurate prices, but all the trades were simulated. It was like a video game designed to look exactly like the real thing. In September 2021, I decided to invest. I transferred $1.5 million to Marcus's fund through what appeared to be a legitimate investment account. Marcus provided me with login credentials to track my investment through his client portal. For the first few months, everything looked perfect. My investment was showing steady growth, reaching $1.8 million by December 2021. The first warning sign came in January 2022 when I tried to withdraw $200,000 for a house down payment. Marcus seemed uncomfortable with my withdrawal request. The fund has certain liquidity constraints, he explained. We need 90 days notice for withdrawals over $100,000. This was suspicious because the fund prospectus had specified 30-day withdrawal terms. When I pointed this out, Marcus claimed there had been a recent policy change due to market volatility. I agreed to wait, but I started paying closer attention to my account. The trading activity shown in my portal began to look strange. The timestamps on trades didn't align with market hours. Some of the cryptocurrency symbols weren't ones I recognized from legitimate exchanges. In March 2022, I asked Marcus for direct access to the actual exchange accounts where my funds were supposedly held. I'd like to see the raw blockchain transactions, I said, for tax reporting purposes. Marcus became evasive. The fund structure doesn't allow direct client access to the underlying accounts, he said, but I can provide you with detailed transaction reports. The reports he sent were impressive-looking documents with transaction hashes, wallet addresses, and detailed trading histories. But when I tried to verify some of the blockchain transaction hashes using public blockchain explorers, several of them didn't exist. On April 15th, 2022, Marcus called me in a panic. Robert, I have terrible news. We've been hacked. A sophisticated group of cybercriminals breached our security and stole funds from multiple client accounts. According to Marcus, hackers had gained access to the fund's hot wallets, where cryptocurrency was stored for active trading. He claimed they had stolen approximately $30 million total, including my entire $1.5 million investment. Marcus showed me blockchain transactions that appeared to confirm the theft. Large amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum had been moved from what he claimed were the fund's wallets to addresses controlled by the hackers. I've reported this to the FBI, Marcus said, showing me what appeared to be a case number and contact information for an investigating agent. They're working with blockchain analysis firms to try to trace the stolen funds. Marcus also showed me news articles about the hack. The story had been picked up by several cryptocurrency news websites, describing it as one of the largest crypto thefts of the year. For most investors, this would have been the end of the story. The evidence looked convincing. The FBI was supposedly investigating, and cryptocurrency thefts were unfortunately common. But Marcus had made a critical error. He tried to fool a cybersecurity expert who specialized in blockchain forensics. That night, I began my own investigation using the same tools I used in my day job to track cyber criminals. First, I analyzed the blockchain transactions Marcus had shown me. Using advanced blockchain analysis software, I traced the movement of funds from the supposedly hacked wallets. What I found was shocking. The stolen cryptocurrency hadn't been moved to criminal wallets. It had been systematically transferred through a complex network of addresses designed to obscure the trail, but ultimately leading to exchanges where the funds were converted to traditional currency. More importantly, the timing of these transactions didn't match Marcus's hack story. The funds had been moved gradually over several months, not all at once, during a hack event. I also discovered that the wallet addresses Marcus claimed belonged to his fund had never actually held the amounts he said they did. According to the blockchain, these wallets had only received small test transactions. The most damning evidence came when I traced the actual destination of my $1.5 million. Using banking analysis techniques I'd learned in cybersecurity work, I followed the money trail from the initial wire transfer I'd sent to Marcus. My funds had never been used to purchase cryptocurrency at all. They had been transferred to a personal account controlled by Marcus Rodriguez, then moved through several shell companies before being withdrawn as cash or used to purchase real estate. Over the next week, I compiled a comprehensive forensic report documenting Marcus's fraud. The evidence was overwhelming. The fund's supposed trading history was completely fabricated. None of the transactions shown in my client portal had actually occurred on real blockchain networks. The SEC filing numbers Marcus had provided belonged to legitimate funds, but Marcus had no connection to them. He had simply copied their registration information to make his fake fund appear legitimate. The client testimonials were fake. When I investigated the supposed clients, I found that several of them didn't exist, and others were accomplices in Marcus's scheme. Even the news articles about the hack were fabricated. Marcus had created fake cryptocurrency news websites and published false stories to support his cover story. Most importantly, I had identified exactly where my $1.5 million had gone. Marcus had used my funds, along with money stolen from other victims, to purchase luxury real estate, expensive cars, and fund a lavish lifestyle. On May 1st, 2022, I requested a meeting with Marcus to discuss recovery options for the supposedly stolen funds. We met at his office, which I now realized was just an expensive co-working space he rented by the day. "Marcus," I said, placing a thick folder on his desk, "I've been conducting my own investigation into the hack." He looked confident. "That's great, Robert. Any additional information could help the FBI's investigation." I opened the folder and pulled out blockchain analysis reports. These are the actual transaction records for the wallets you claimed were hacked. They show that no hack occurred. The funds were systematically moved over months, not stolen in a single breach. Marcus's expression began to change as I continued. "I've also traced my original $1.5 million investment. It was never used to purchase cryptocurrency. It went directly to your personal accounts and was used to buy the Tesla in your parking spot and the downtown condo you've been posting about on social media." I pulled out photographs I'd taken of Marcus's luxury purchases, property records showing his real estate transactions, and bank routing information that connected everything back to my original investment. The fake news websites, the fabricated SEC filings, the non-existent clients, I've documented it all. You didn't just steal my money, Marcus. You created an entire fictional universe to support your theft. Marcus tried to deny everything, but the evidence was irrefutable. Finally, he asked the question I'd been waiting for. "What do you want?" "I want my $1.5 million back," I said, "and I want you to know that I've already shared all of this evidence with the real FBI." The FBI's Economic Crimes Division was very interested in my case. My forensic analysis had provided them with a complete roadmap to Marcus's operation, including evidence of at least 8 other victims who had lost a combined $12 million. Within 2 weeks, federal agents raided Marcus's properties and froze his assets. They recovered luxury cars, real estate, and approximately $8 million in cash and traditional investments. Marcus was arrested and charged with wire fraud, securities fraud, and money laundering. Faced with overwhelming evidence, he pleaded guilty to avoid a lengthy trial. In the end, I recovered $1.4 million of my original investment through asset forfeiture proceedings. The remaining $100,000 was lost to Marcus's spending, but considering that most fraud victims recover nothing, I was fortunate. Marcus's biggest mistake was targeting someone who understood both the technology he was faking and the investigative techniques needed to expose him. He had studied enough about blockchain to fool casual investors, but he hadn't anticipated facing someone who could conduct professional-grade forensic analysis. The case became a training example for both FBI financial crimes investigators and cybersecurity professionals. It demonstrated how traditional fraud techniques could be sophisticated through technology, but also how that same technology could be used to uncover the truth. Today, I work as an independent consultant helping law enforcement agencies investigate cryptocurrency-related crimes. I've helped recover millions of dollars for fraud victims and assisted in prosecuting dozens of crypto scammers. Marcus Rodriguez is currently serving an 8-year federal prison sentence. His case was one of the first major prosecutions for cryptocurrency investment fraud, setting precedents that have helped law enforcement agencies tackle similar schemes. Sometimes, the best defense against sophisticated fraud isn't skepticism, it's expertise. Marcus thought he could use technology to create an unbreakable lie. He learned that the same technology could be used to reveal an undeniable truth.